Namaste. Today I am going to talk about temptation. This is something which every human being has faced sometime or the other in life, isn't it? And how do we handle a temptation when it comes in the mind? So today's video is going to be about that. This video is coming to you from Alpha Mind Power. If you have still not subscribed to our channel, do subscribe, because we keep talking more about the mind, the different facets of the mind, how it works, and how we can handle certain things and make the mind work for us instead of our going behind the mind. So all that is done here. Do subscribe. Now let's move on with this video. This video is going to be about temptation. Now what is a temptation? Temptation is a desire that comes in the mind, which sometimes makes you feel that maybe this is not the right thing to do, but I still want to do it. Now certain temptations are all right. Now you want to watch a movie, okay, it's a small temptation, but if you can, go and watch the movie and finish it. That's it. You want to eat a certain food, and maybe you're telling yourself that you're on diet and you don't want to eat it, but then there's a slight temptation one day, a little bit of ice cream, let's say. So the little temptation, sometimes you can give into it and that it gets over. It's done. But there are certain other temptations which can become very, very disturbing in life. Now one such example I will give you, and then I will also tell you how I helped that lady to overcome this temptation or to completely remove it from her mind. Now this lady who came to see me for counseling, she was about 45 years old. She was working in a very good concern, in a very important position, and she had a very loving husband and a daughter who was just finishing her degree. So very nice family, very dignified lady as such, dignified position, dignified everything. Looking at her also you feel that, and a very nice family, absolutely no reason for complaining. So that was her background, and she said, this is my background, and with this background now I am going to tell you where my mind is disturbing me. She says about 6 months back, her immediate boss, that is immediate superior, that person, a new person came there. The earlier person had to leave, so a new person took over, and she says this person is so efficient, so good, and whatever he does, whatever work he does or however he handles people, she says, I've been admiring him so much, I'm really drawn to him, attracted to him, and I keep on looking at him in awe. The way he speaks, the way he conducts meetings, the way he writes whatever he writes, and the way he handles situations without hurting anybody, making people do work properly. She says, I have never seen anybody like that, and the more and more I see him working, very close proximity, she says, my admiration is growing day by day, and I'm now becoming obsessed with this. I'm always thinking about him. She says, I'm feeling ashamed about it, I'm feeling guilty about it, because I have a grown-up daughter at home and my husband is a doting husband. I have no reason to do all this, but my mind is always thinking about this gentleman. I'm all the time in awe, all the time admiring him, even when I'm at home. She says, sometimes I find myself, I catch myself selecting a sari or a dress and wondering whether he will like it. And wearing a little more makeup, dressing up properly, everything thinking about him, wanting him to see me, trying to draw his attention towards me. And she says, I'm very ashamed with my own behavior. Why am I tempted like this? What do I do about this? I have to get rid of this. She was so much disturbed with this. And then I told her, see, don't get disturbed, don't keep blaming yourself, and don't feel guilty. Now you have understood, yes, this is a kind of temptation which has come in your mind, and you need to somehow find a way to get rid of it or to overcome it or to outgrow it somehow. So then I told her about a very nice saying in English, and it's not a proverb, it's just a quotation which came to me many, many years back, and I've never forgotten it. It's very, very interesting. It says, to love is to admire with the heart, and to admire is to love with the mind. Think about it. If you reflect on it, you will understand the difference. So sometimes the mind admires or the mind loves a person because of what he is doing, he or she. It's a more of an admiration, but that admiration is sometimes mistaken for love. That is the biggest problem here. So this is what was happening to this lady. And then I told her, see, I'll give you one method in which you can dilute this attraction. See, admiration can be there. but the attraction that you're feeling can be diluted to some extent, and it will definitely work. And I'm going to tell you also what I told her and how it worked. Then I asked her, what about your relationships with the other people in the office after this gentleman came? Are you talking to everyone nicely? She said, no, earlier I used to spend quite some time talking to my friends, both men and women are there in the office. But she says, nowadays I don't have time for anybody. I'm all the time only looking at him because he's in the same floor, sitting a little away from us. She says, I'm either looking at him or thinking about him. I'm doing my work, but at the back of my mind, it's only about what he's talking, what he said, how he handled something. All this is just going on. She says, I'm not able to come out of it. It's become like an obsession. Then I told her, now you have to expose your mind to other people, who can also hold your interest, and that way this will get diluted. She said, how do I do that? I told her, then what about your other friends from your school, from your college, or from any other acquaintances whom also you might admire, if not to this extent, at least to some extent? Then she said, oh yeah, there are a lot of people. There are some of my school friends who are doing very well. One of them is an IAS officer in Bombay, and another lady who did college with her, she's doing a great business, a brand. She's promoted a great brand and she's very well known. So there are a lot of people from school and college who are doing very well, and with whom I'm in touch, but not really talking every now and then. Then I told her, get in touch with them again. Start meeting people whom also you admire, with whom you can relate in a very nice way, and see how you feel. Come back and let me know. Then she said, okay, I'll definitely do that. And when she came back to me again, it was, I think, about 1.5 months later. Then she said, after meeting you, she said, it was a great blessing that I met you, because I was able to come out of it completely. And what she did was, she said, after meeting you, she said, I had to go to Bombay for some office work. She said, I remembered what you said, and I called up this person who was with me in school, who is now an IAS officer. He's very busy there, but with all his busy schedule, he was so happy that I called him. And he came and met me, took me out for dinner, and we had quite a lot of time to talk about all our school incidents and the friends from school. And it was really a wonderful time that I had, and all the memories came, and we decided to have a school union. We both are going to arrange it. And she said, 1 week later, I also met this lady who's now promoting a very big brand. She said, she's my college mate. I managed to meet her, called her up, and she was so happy. She said, among all the busy schedule that I have, I'm so happy that you called, because I could just get away. And she took her out for lunch, and they both sat and discussed many things, spoke about all their friends. She said it was so nice, and they also decided to arrange for a union of their college friends. So all this was going on. She said, now at this point, I'm still admiring my boss. See, he's still very good, the way he talks, whatever, it's very nice to see him. Till this day, he has never spoken one word which I can say has made me think like that. I cannot blame him at all, but it was all in my mind. But today I look at him with admiration. Whatever he does, I admire. I'm learning from him. But that attraction, which was, like an obsession, that has disappeared, she said. Because now she is in touch with so many other people. In the office also, she said, now once again, I am making it a point to talk to everyone around me. So that way, I'm totally engaged with more people, other people other than this man. This man, it was all only in the mind. Nothing was really happening. But she got obsessed on her own. So now she came out of it completely. And she thanked me a lot, but that's how the mind is. There are times when the mind suddenly goes on a small sidetrack, or it crosses the yellow line, let's say. But we cannot allow the mind to go wherever it wants, and we can't be running behind our mind. If we know how to bring it back to tracks, then we can make the mind think the way we want, and we can live our life the way we want, and preserve our own self, our own inner self, and with happiness and with self-esteem, you can live your life. So don't forget this saying, love is to admire with the heart, and to admire is to love with the mind. So keep that in mind. Whenever you have any confusion in a relationship, think about this, and I'm sure there will be a lot more clarity. Try and see, and let me also know.